Hi guys! In this video you'll see how the actors of the movie Basic Instinct 1992 have changed. You'll know their real names and age. I will show you how they look then and what's with them now in 2023. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Detective Nick Kern, Michael Douglas, is a homicide detective for the San Francisco Police Department. He is charismatic and popular with women, but has a dark past. He struggles with alcohol and drug addiction, which complicates his relationships with his colleagues. Roxy Hardy is Catherine's sexy and unscrupulous friend and lover. She is a very seductive, jealous, and emotional woman, which leads her to rash decisions and sad consequences. She is ready to take revenge and play with other lives. Played by Leilani Serial. Detective Gus Morgan is Nick Kern's short-sighted partner. He is modest, good-natured, and open, has a good sense of humor, and is loved by his colleagues. He may make fun of Nick, but he defends him to his superiors and supports him. The role is played by George Zonza. Dr. Beth Garner is a psychiatrist who helps solve murders, Nick's colleague and lover. She is a very attractive and sensual woman, calm and kind. She cares about Nick, forgives him a lot until she begins to be jealous of him. Portrayed by Jean Triplehorn. Lieutenant Phil Walker is Nick's colleague, strict with him but lenient. He's an experienced leader and attentive to details, always trying to unearth the truth. He is responsible and can take risks to defend his colleagues to his superiors. Played by Dennis Arndt. Detective Sam Andrews is a good specialist who takes a responsible approach to the investigation. He's friendly to Nick and helps him even after being suspended. He loves boxing and is shocked that Catherine is dating a famous boxer. Played by Bruce A. Young. Captain Talcott oversees the murder investigation. He keeps an eye on Nick, not trusting him and knowing that he could ruin everything. He is strict, serious, doesn't forgive mistakes, and makes sure that no vulgar details leak to the press. Played by Chelsea Ross. ADA John Corelli, Deputy District Attorney, Nick's colleague. He's very emotional and nervous, takes it to the heart if something goes wrong. He's prone to aggravating the situation, presenting everything in the worst form. Portrayed by Wayne Knight. Lieutenant Martin Nielsen is from the Control Department. He's a very unpleasant, cocky, and provocative person. He clings to Nick, reminding him of his past and addictions, and also calls him Shooter because he accidentally shot people. Played by Daniel von Bargen. Dr. Lamb teaches psychopathology at Stanford and assists in the murder investigation. He's an excellent specialist who has decided his entire life to his calling. He is curious, always asking questions and looking for answers. Portrayed by Stephen Tobolowsky. Detective Harrigan is a serious and responsible person, punctual and sincerely loving his work, trying to climb the career ladder. He's a good friend and colleague, always supports his friends and can lend a shoulder in difficult times. Played by Benjamin Moton. Internal Affairs Investigator is a strict, cruel and focused person. He's always ready to use any measures to get all the necessary information from a suspect, often asking provocative questions that get people emotional. The role is played by Mitch Pileggi. Sharon is a respectable and open person who is ready to assist in the murder investigation. He is polite, straightforward, says what he thinks. Is smart and attentive, but not too ambitious. But he is quite happy with his position. Portrayed by Jack McGee. Juvenile officer assists Nick in the investigation. She is hardworking and takes her work seriously. She has the character of a strong woman and often bosses her partner around at work. Played by Mary Pat Gleason, who died of a brain aneurysm in 2020. Beverly Register is a polite but confident woman who's ready to help in the investigation, but also doesn't let anyone get on her head. She's straightforward and frank, has a sharp tongue, and can stand up for herself. The role is played by Freda Sharon. Dr. McElvain assists Beth with Nick's psychiatric evaluation. He is patient and has a winning appearance, but is straightforward. He's a professional and finds an approach to every person. Voted by James Redfern, who died of melanoma in 2014. Polygraph examiner is a pragmatic man who trusts his machine more than himself and doesn't admit that he may be wrong in some professional matters. He was very impressed by the results of Catherine's survey, which never even flinched. Played by David Wells. Nurse has a balanced character. She was very susceptible to the suffering of others, but over all the years of work, she was able to develop a sense of detachment from the problems of patients, thereby fencing herself off from pain. Voted by Marianne Rogers. The nurse spends all her time either at work or with her son at home. She is loved for her sense of humor and jokes. She's an open and curious woman and knows absolutely everything for everyone, thereby helping Nick in his investigation. Played by Adila Barnes. Receptionist is a very responsible and diligent woman who tries to provide maximum order and comfort to her manager, Detective Gus Morgan. It's possible to rely on her, and career is very important to her, and she also makes the perfect coffee. Played by Juanita Jennings. Bartender Police Bar knows his job well, responsible but friendly to everyone, especially to the bar's regulars. He worked there all his life, and this is his element. Besides, he has many cop friends who will always come to his rescue. Voted by Craig C. Lewis. Detective works in the homicide department. He is always thoughtful and not verbose. All his thoughts usually happen in his head, after which he shares them with his colleagues. Every word he says is well thought out. He was played by Michael David Lally. Detective has been working in the homicide department for a long time. He was transferred from his previous place for his difficult character and misunderstanding with colleagues. He's emotional and loves to prove that he is right. Played by Peter Apple. Catherine Trammell is a beautiful, wealthy heiress, a successful writer, and a cold-blooded serial killer. She is smart and knows how to manipulate people. She is selfish, addicted to risk, and feels powerful by experiencing what others cannot. Voted by Sharon Stone. The Coroner's Guide examines the bodies of the deceased and draws up conclusions about death. He is extremely picky and attentive to details, tries to determine the causes of death as accurately as possible, and doesn't miss a single detail. Played by Eric Popik. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share it on social networks, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel.